Hello Math 1 Focus students. Today, or this video, we're going to look at lesson 7.2. It's finding the area of triangles. And so, if you take a parallelogram and cut it into two triangles, well, you know that the area of the whole thing is base times height. So shouldn't the area of half of it, which would be, shouldn't area of each of the triangles be just 1/2 base times height? And that's how that's where the formula comes from. You can just do the parallelogram, and when you cut it in half, it's the area of half a parallelogram. So it's 1/2 base times height. And I like writing base times height over 2. I don't care which way you do it, but you'll see me when I do it like this. Then I just divide either one of these by 2 if I can. If I can't, then I multiply and I divide the answer by 2. Anyways, so like here, this one, you write down your formula. The base was 12 and the height was 5. Now the base and height are always perpendicular. And so here they multiplied, and that's 60, and half of 60 is 30. And so it's 30 centimeters squared. Now here's how I did it. Area equals base times height divided by 2. Area equals 12 times 5 divided by 2. But 12 divided by 2 is 6, and so 6 times 5 is just 30 centimeters squared. That's how I did it. And so, so here's other examples here. So on here they'll show you this. I like this page even better. So here, if it's a acute triangle, that means all the angles are less than 90. Your base and your height, here's your base and your height. The base doesn't have to be at the bottom. The base is just perpendicular to the height. Now if you have a right triangle, here's your base and here's your height. And if you have an obtuse triangle, here's your base, it stops right here, and here's your height, here's your right angle. So your base and height. And so those are the 3 different kinds of triangles. So anyways, we're going to do the evens together. If you want to hit pause and do, then when I'm done, then the next video will be the solutions to the odds from 5 to 15. Anyways, go ahead and pause and do number 4. Area equals base times height divided by 2. Area equals 4 times 2 divided by 2. Those 2's are going to cancel. Area equals 4 feet squared. And again, like if this was a rectangle or a parallelogram, the whole thing would be 8, and half of 8 is 4. Number 6. So hit pause and go. Area equals base times height divided by 2. Area equals 5 times big dot 6.5 divided by 2. So actually this time I'm going to multiply divide by 2 at the end. This is going to be 32.5 divided by 2. 30 and 2.5 is 32.5. Now half of that, I can do that in my head. That's going to be 16.25 centimeters squared. So there's my answer. So sometimes it's easier to divide by 2 at the end. Here's number 8. Go ahead and do it. So I'm finding the area of an obtuse triangle. So area equals 1/2. The base is 6 and the height is 5. And half of 30 is 15. Or if you just do half of 6 is 3. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 meters squared. Number 10. Area equals base times height divided by 2. Area equals 15 times 12 divided by 2. Now, half of 12 is 6, and 6 times 15 is 90 inches squared. And over here, hit pause. You can do, I'm just going to do, here's my base and I'm going to do this height. You could do, here's your base and here's your height. Area equals base times height divided by 2. Area equals, the base is 10 and the height is 4.8. And so you get 48 meters squared. If I did the other one, area equals base times height divided by 2. If I did these, here's my base and my height, you get 8 times 6 divided by 2. Oh, I forgot to divide by 2. So you divide by 2 and you get 24 meters squared. I was like, I realized something's wrong there because I didn't divide by 2. So I don't care when you divide by 2. Like here, it might be easier if you multiply then divide by 2. And here, I could just multiply and divide by 2. But anyways, I'm still going to, or just divide this by 2, 8 times 3, or 4 times 6. But either way, the area is going to be 24 meters squared. Number 14 here. Area equals base times height divided by 2. Area equals, the base is 2 and the height was 15 divided by 2. Well, the 2's cancel. So this is just going to be 15 feet squared. That's going to be it. And then here we're going to find the area of this sail. Well, area equals base times height divided by 2. Area equals, the base is 9 and the height is 15 divided by 2. Now these are both odd, so I'm just going to multiply. That's 135 divided by 2. And if I just think of this as 134, 134 divided by 2 is 67. So this is going to be 67 and a half, or 67.5 feet squared. So there's your evens. So I would like you to go and do the odds now. I'd like you to do 5 to 15 odds on these 2 pages here.